Well, when I was a kid growing up in in the 50s in a place called Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, and I remember in the backs of comic books and stuff like this, I used to see these ads for Jeeps for $1 and stuff like that. And I said, gee, well, that just sounded crazy or whatever. And now I see, man, there's a lot more than Jeeps for $1 from the government that people don't know, particularly people in Wilkesboro or anywhere. So what I always do, almost every year or two, I'll put up a new listing of all the best government giveaways the country has to offer to anybody living in here. That's right, as long as you're breathing. Some are free and some are outlandish bargains. Okay, so let me go through the list. There's like 54 government auctions, unclaimed money, gifts, and giveaways that are available from the government to anybody. It is anybody. And so let's go through some of this. Okay, actually, they're auctioning off bitcoins. Now, that's a good surplus property. Extra cash to spend, or a home to live in, or tons of love that you could give to other people, or easy ways to start a business. Yeah, you could get this stuff and sell it on eBay yourself. Yeah, is a way to do it. So here's a couple of ones like, how about a working lighthouse? How'd you like to get a lighthouse? See, the government doesn't use lighthouses anymore because we have GPS. So these are bargain items to live in or make into a neat condo or something like that. A retired customs dog sniffer. In other words, they train dogs to sniff for drugs. And then they retire, they give them away to people. So you could have a drug-sniffing dog at your next party. Now that would be fun. Or how about $3,000 that grandma left you in some way out account that you never knew about and nobody ever told you about, and it's sitting there for you to apply for, but you don't know. So that's why my list here gives you all the sources and who to contact, who to call, and the websites and all that kind of stuff. Or how about this? A retirement fund you contributed to had no idea. Maybe you were a kid working in high school, like I was, and they put you into some retirement fund. You're 17, retirement, what the fuck is that? So you never mentioned. Well, now it's grown to about $10,000. And I show you where to check to see if there's anything like that. Or unclaimed packages at the post office. Man, they got so much stuff, and they auction them off for nothing. It's sort of like storage wars. Those things that people auction off and empty storage with. Well, unclaimed stuff in the post office. I went to a couple of these auctions too. They have all kinds of things: furniture, a lot of computers, all this kind of stuff. What I saw once too, back when I was doing infomercials, and we sell our books through the mail, I saw they even have boxes and boxes of my books that nobody picked up. That was a little heartwarming or colding or something like that. Okay, make money on your website selling unique gifts like World War II memorabilia, or how about from the Library of Congress, or Christmas ornaments from the White House. The White House has Christmas ornaments that you could sell on your website. Real estate bargains by government-owned foreclosed property. Man, the government has so much foreclosed property. There's like the houses for $1. That's a government-owned foreclosed property they have. Or actually, businesses that couldn't pay their business loans, the government stuck with it. Actually, there was a brothel in Nevada that had a business loan, they couldn't make it, and the government wound up owning this brothel, and they were auctioning it off. So you could have got a brothel at a fraction of the price from the government. Real estate bargains from government-owned. How about 467 last paycheck from a former employee? You know how these employees used to not pay you for the month or something like that? Well, you're a young person, you're running around your life and you forget to pick up a paycheck or didn't know you're getting one. You thought you had the last. It sits in the government waiting for you to pick it up. How about a government surplus horse or a mule? Actually, these wild mules out in the West, they give them to people. I think you have to pay like a vet bill or something like that. Or free property, furniture for nonprofits. That's right. If you're a nonprofit organization, you could get a tank from the Defense Department because they could give any surplus property for free. Now, I doubt if they give you a tank, but you get desks, computers, buildings, everything, as long as you're a nonprofit. Man, this is a wonderful thing. I hope some nuns up in Connecticut get like 100 beds for their nursing home or something like that. They're all used beds or old beds from the government you could get for free, and that's for nonprofit. And of course, you get discounts on cars, trucks, Jeeps, and even their maintenance records come with it. So this isn't like, Joe the used car salesman. No, they keep maintenance records. You get those when you get one of the discount on automobiles. Or here, $2,500 that HUD owes you on a refund from an old mortgage. When you take out a mortgage in this country, you have to give money to HUD in case you don't pay it off or something like that. So this is like an insurance policy that people forget to collect. And so there's all these names. It's all public information. You could go down and find out. Well, here, I have the link here. Get a copy of all your, get the names of all your friends and relatives and find out if they have missing money in this thing, and you give them save it for Christmas presents. Wonderful thing to do. Or have the president send your friends a signed card with the White House congratulating them on the birthday, a baby's birthday, a retirement, or a wedding or anniversary. Now, here's a hell of a gift, right? They'll think you're some fat cat hanging around the White House, right? And you got the White House, the president, to send them a birthday card, or a baby's birth card, or a retirement card, or a wedding card, or an anniversary card. You can get them sent out for free. Or send a friend or loved one. This is a really neat thing. A flag flown over the United States Capitol on honor of somebody's birthday, a friend or relative or whatever, and you get the flag, and it's like $10 or something like that, and they get a certificate from the architect of the U.S. Capitol that this flag was flown over the U.S. Capitol on Mrs. Kowalski's birthday, or whatever it is. And that's $10. Call your congressman and get one of those babies, and they're fun to have. Here's Rolex watches seized by drug lords. See, everything the government seizes by the drug confiscated. For limousines, Rolex watches, all this kind of stuff is available to the public. Now they auction that off, but man, you gotta, and I don't know, you maybe finagle it if you're a nonprofit, because they have to give surplus properties for free to nonprofit. Tips, retired lighthouse. Oh, here's another thing too. There's 18 sources of unclaimed money in the government. Okay, now find unclaimed property. The state has a source, but then the IRS has a source, your state tax return is a source, Treasury Department sources, the FDIC, all the unclaimed wages. How'd you know about that? Bank failures that happened a long time ago, who the hell knows what? Credit union failures, SEC that got money from you because you're invested in some scam and they found it and they did, and mortgage money, missing Treasury bonds. All these things are unclaimed money. Now, there's 18 of them there, and you just spend an hour or two touching base on every one of those things and see what you get. A friend of mine who used to write books like this with me would do this for Christmas. She'd put her relatives' names in all these things and find all this money for them and put it in a gift card, a Christmas card, and show them how to pick up $150 here, $1,700 there. Yeah. Now that's cool. And also stuff for gifts, collectibles, gifts you can't get anywhere else. Collectibles, books, and gifts. Supreme Court gavel and pencils. This is right from the Supreme Court. Those people who argue about Roe versus Wade. So now these are great Christmas presents. U.S. constitutional playing cards. JFK money clip. George Washington watch. The U.S. Capitol. Man, where else are you going to get that? Christmas toys, gifts, and jewelry. $10,000 worth of shredded bills. But it's interesting. The government, if you have a dollar bill that's, as long as you have half of it, you can send it to the mint, and they'll give you a new one. And they shred up all this money and send it in little packets of like $10,000 packets of all shredded money. But you can say, here's $10,000 worth of money right here. It's all shredded. They got to get a good glue stick to put that thing. Drug enforcement gifts for friends. Space food from NASA. World War I memorabilia and literature gifts, historic documents, and vintage footage of National Archives. I got a big picture of from the archives. Maybe you've seen that of Elvis and Richard Nixon shaking hands in the White House. That's public information. So you get a copy of that and sell the hell out of it. Coins and coin cents from the U.S. Mint, commemorative stamps, or how about flag floating over the Capitol? I think I covered all these, right? And here's a hotline number a lot of people don't know about. 1-844-USA-GOV1. 844-USA-GOV1. That's sort of like the number if you want to know how to find something in Washington. It's a good place to start. It's not going to be the best place, but if you got nothing, man, you start here. 1-844-USA-GOV1. 844-USA-GOV1. Okay, make sure you call them. Okay, and I got all, and this report is about 50, 60, 70 pages, I forget already, but it's in the bottom of this, and you can see it on the bottom there, and download a report. My gift to you, because I'm having such a wonderful life, helping people and showing everybody in the country how they could get free stuff from the government. It's stuff you already paid for. The fat cats are using the hell out of it. So you should too. Let me show you, okay? Because I just love doing this.